The Leica M6. Introduced originally in 1984 and made until 2002, this camera for many was the pinnacle of what a 35mm camera should be. Take everything that you essentially need to make a camera, throw out all the unnecessary extras, but then those essential parts, focus and refine them to be the best they can be. And this is what you get. Leica carried on making film cameras after this one was discontinued, but for many people, the M6 remained the most popular one. And it really has stood the test of time. As a result, Leica have now re-released the M6 here in 2022. 20 years since the last original M6 left the production line. Now, that's kind of a big deal. A major camera producer, who knows that all the money is in digital photography, are choosing to make a film camera again. Even though Leica does market towards a more luxury market, I think this only can be a step in the right direction for the photographic industry. Maybe more companies will follow suit now. In today's video, I'm going to be trying out the Leica M6 for the first time and seeing if it's worth the hype for me. And by doing this, I hope I can help you decide if this is also the right camera for you. Big thank you to my friend Luke for letting me borrow the camera for this video. And thank you as well to the good folk at the Leica store in Harrods for letting me come in and play with a few lenses. But more on that later. Before we head out and take some photos, let me run you through the camera. The camera's top and bottom plate is made of magnesium alloy. The new Leica M6 has a brass top instead. The shutter count is to the right, and just next to that is the shutter button and the film advance lever. Let's have a listen to that. The shutter speed dial ranges from 1/1000th of a second all the way down to 1 second, with the option for bulb and flash sync at 1/50th of a second. It has a hot shoe on top for attaching a flash or an additional viewfinder. And the camera also has a flash sync socket in case you wanted to use studio flashes. And here's the winder for rewinding your film once you're done taking photos. Up here we have a nice big viewfinder, and the light meter reading is taken from the middle rectangle, not the whole frame, so keep this in mind when you're getting the settings right. What's also cool about this is depending if you have the 28mm, 35mm or 50mm lens, the frame guidelines will change. It does this by pushing the little lever here to the right position when you screw on the lens. At the back of the camera, we have this dial where you can then select the ISO. This lets the light meter get an accurate reading. At the front of the camera, we have the rewind switch for when you're ready to rewind your film. This is a cover for the battery, and this button is what you press to release the lens and unscrew it. Speaking of the lens, the one we're using today is a 28mm f2 lens by Voigtlander. This is not an official Leica lens, but it does have the M mount so it can fit on. This makes it a much more affordable alternative. Leica make world-renowned lenses, but they are very expensive in absolute terms. This Voigtlander lens still feels great to use. It's built very well and optically still does a great job. All at a fraction of what it costs to get a real Leica lens. Speaking of cost, let's get the elephant out of the room. Leica is a luxury brand, and it comes with a price tag to match. If you want to get yourself a brand new Leica M6 made in 2022, you're going to be spending £4,500. If you go down the second-hand route, you're going to spend between £1,500 to £2,500, depending on condition of the camera. Both of these prices include without a lens. Now keep in mind, Leica do make fantastic lenses, no doubt about it. But to really get the full quality out of a lens like that, you've got to have the right equipment and really know what you're doing to get the most out of it. This means either going to a real darkroom and having your images printed by hand, or using a really good film scanner to really resolve all the details of this lens. Even my Epson V850 Pro scanner, which normally does a fantastic job for anything, can't quite unlock what a Leica lens can really do. But tell me what you think. Here's a side-by-side photo I took in the Leica store. On one side, we've got a photo I took on the Voigtlander lens, and the other side, using the official Leica lens equivalent. In all fairness, I'm not doing the Leica lens any justice here by the limitations of my own equipment. But for the everyday photographer, this is the equivalent of what they're going to have available to scan their negatives. Not everybody has access to a really good scanner. You are welcome to go online and look at technical data sheets for different lenses, zooming in 300% to the different corners to measure distortion and vignetting, if you so please. And I hope that my example and doing your research online can help you form an opinion on what's right for you. I will say though, if you're in a financial position where you're prepared to spend a few £1,000s on a camera body, but you haven't budgeted for a lens, that ultimately is what creates your image, then you know what? I'm not even gonna go there. Spend your money as you please. Before I went out to take some photos, I took a trip down to the Leica store at Harrods. Never thought I'd be able to fit £10,500 worth of glass into my hands, but here it is. Leica's 50mm f/0.95. They also show me how to load a roll of film into a Leica camera, because it's slightly different from a normal film camera. To load a roll of film, you have to unscrew the bottom plate, then load in your film and stretch it across the camera and fit it into the spool on the other side. There's a little diagram here to help you do that. Then place and screw the bottom plate back in place. Fire off a couple blank photos and you're ready to go. Today we're shooting with Ilford's HP5 Plus 400 ISO black and white film. I thought it was only right to shoot black and white with a camera as classic as this. Now, let's go take some photos. So, what do I think about using this camera and who do I think this camera is for? This camera emphasizes why I love shooting on film. It slows you down to make each shot you take more considerate, and the mechanical perfection of this camera makes every shot you take an absolute joy. Now for the tricky part, should you get this camera? I think it is impossible for me to give a definitive answer on whether you should get this. I mean, I don't know who you are, I don't know your budget, I don't know your style of photography. So let me try and put it like this. If you are a street photographer and you have a favorite lens that you just stick to, be that a 28, 35 or 50mm lens, and you believe that the limitations imposed to you by a film camera enable you to be in the right mindset to take better images, then yes, this camera is for you. And once you have it, this will probably be the only camera you need from now on if you choose to keep shooting film. But if you do move to a digital Leica camera, as long as it's in the M system, you can still use the same lenses. But coming back to film, in a world where we're always pushed to buy the next big shiny thing, you'll be able to step back. I know for your needs, this is probably the best you're going to get in film photography, unless of course you want to move into medium or large format photography. And I'm not just saying that. If you look at the serial number of this camera, this dates back to 1990. And look at it, not a scratch. And it still functions like it's just left the factory. It's never had to be sent back to Germany for a repair, and the previous owners have done minor repairs at home, like fitting the new light seals themselves. I can't think of another piece of technology somebody owns where after 32 years of use, with minimal repairs needed, it still runs like new. Now, it's not a guarantee to say that your Leica M6 will function the exact same way. If you buy secondhand, who knows the life that your camera's been through. But take this example as a statement of Leica's quality. So if you were to spend £4,500 on a new camera body and then £3,300 on a Leica lens, as expensive as it is, that setup can last you decades. And you can then give it to a friend or family member when you're done with it, or sell it secondhand. I mean, look online, the price of these doesn't really go down. When you look at it like that, it kind of sounds worth getting. And I hope that seeing it from that perspective can help you decide if this is right for you or not. For me personally, if I had that kind of money as disposable income, I don't think I'd put it towards this. And that's not to discredit anything from Leica. That's just to say for me and my style of work, it makes more sense for me to invest in a medium format system or large format system. Because I do a lot of work in studio, portrait, sitting down, a lot of control over the scene, rather than being out and about in the streets looking for the decisive moment. Whether you're in the market for a new camera or you just like learning about photography, I hope you've enjoyed this video. And in the next video, I'll be showing you how I developed the film from today's video and teaching you how you can do it yourself at home. So please, hit the like button if you've enjoyed this video and consider subscribing if you want to see more videos, and I'll see you in the next one.